Would you feed 7-Up to your baby?
Let's talk about that. Good Mythical Morning.
Last year in the United States of America alone, companies spent over $180 billion on ads.
I didn't know if I should hit you to get you
don't stop me.
skipping.
That was a billion with a B, Link. To put that into perspective, you could make over 476 more Pirates of the Caribbeans.
476
I'd be into that.
Additional?
I fell asleep during the first 3. How many have there been?
6.
All of them.
They're making a new one too.
Anyway, just because people put a lot of money into ads doesn't mean that they are gonna make good ads, as is evidenced by some of the worst ad campaigns in history. We're going all the way back to the 1950s for this first one.
Really?
7-Up for babies. In the early 50s, 7-Up launched a huge campaign with the slogan, "Nothing does it like 7-Up." As long as the it that you're talking about is giving a baby early onset diabetes, they were on the right track. Look at this thing.
You didn't work that up in
No, this
Photoshop?
is not photoshopped. They were advertising that mothers should give 7-Up to newborns.
Why we have the youngest customers in the business.
This is what the fine print down there says, Link. This young man is 11 months old, and he isn't our youngest customer by any means. For 7-Up is so pure, so wholesome, you can even give it to babies and feel good about it. By the way, Mom, when it comes to toddlers, if they like to be coaxed into drinking their milk, try this. Add 7-Up to milk in equal parts, pouring the 7-Up gently into the milk. It's a wholesome combination. And
What?
It works. Make 7-Up your family drink. And make your family vomit all over themselves.
Who in their right mind wants to mix anything with milk, much less like a fizzy 7-Up?
And I'm talking breast milk.
They say pour it slowly.
I don't know, I'm not,
Do you know why they say pour it slowly?
I'm thinking about breast milk.
Do you know why they say pour it slowly?
Because of the fizz.
Because I think it will erupt. It's like
because of the fizz, yeah.
Because of the fizz, man.
Carbonation, man. You can't be messing with carbonation. It'll erupt.
And did this work?
Well, they've stopped this campaign.
it's not still running.
7-Up is no longer marketing itself to newborns. Stick to breast milk, kids.
There's lots of sugar in 7-Up. Great for the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, back in 2003 into 2004, apparently a guy working for the Quiznos advertising agency was sent a clip by a friend, and this is the clip he was sent.
We like the moon.
I remember this.
But it is close to us. We like the moon.
I'm almost speechless here. These creatures are called sponge monkeys or spong monkeys because there's no E on sponge monkeys.
I think you should stick with sponge.
The way that it was spelled. This is, like I said, this is an internet meme created by British animator Joel Veitch in 2003.
Oh, Joel Veitch.
The advertising agent for Quiznos gets this thing, and what is your response when you see it?
Delete. Hey, Joel Veitch, don't send me this anymore.
I don't think Joel is sending it himself, like trying to.
Hey, friend, I'm gonna block you now.
What he decides to do, he says, you know what? I'm gonna make this the advertising campaign for Quiznos.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like, I mean, I can't decide if this guy is so much of a genius that, like, I'm just just out of touch.
That's happened before.
But this is what they did. They didn't change it much. This is the actual Quiznos ad.
We love these songs.
I remember these. I definitely remember these commercials.
Really?
And I remember being a little perplexed.
The Quiznos subs.
I don't.
There's a new note there.
I just don't think looking at something that looks like an animal experiment gone wrong makes me want to eat subs. You know, this is like some lab somewhere in Denmark where you shouldn't go behind the third locked door.
Yeah, I think
see the hamster that has no legs and human eyes.
Right. It's scary, but it gets.
Sorry, Denmark.
It gets seared into your brain. I mean, I'm questioning. I might start to love this thing.
Oh.
I think I'm starting to tap into the genius of it.
But does it make you hungry for subs?
No. One franchise owner said that his business dropped 30% when the ad started airing.
Bingo.
Now, I think that he was probably just upset, so he started throwing like percentages at it. But I mean, in an age before YouTube, I think this could be pretty genius, that it was ahead of its time.
Okay, you're
That's just
standing
me.
up for Joel Veach. Good for you.
It only aired for a few months in 2004.
You guys
so
can hang out.
I'm surprised you remember it.
Okay, you might know presidential candidates hire ad agencies just like big brands to help with their presidential campaigns. They were doing this as early as the 70s.
Okay.
And judging by this commercial from George McGovern's 1972 presidential campaign, he may have hired the wrong agency. Because most of the time when you see a campaign commercial, you know who you're supposed to vote for. Or who the ad is telling you to vote for.
Yeah.
Not so much in this McGovern ad from 72. Keep in mind, he was running against Nixon.
Well, either way, it won't be a disaster. What am I looking for? I mean, so I'll vote for Nixon. Why rock the boat? I'm not crazy about it. Never was. I gotta decide, though. I gotta make up my mind. I'm not crazy about McGovern. You don't have that much time. I can't keep people waiting. The fellas that voted Nixon. They expect me to vote for him, too. Me vote for Nixon. My father'd roll over in his grave. The fellas say they are. Maybe they're not. McGovern's hand voted for Kennedy. I mean, it's just possible. McGovern's straight. Maybe he can. That's the way.
What?
McGovern straight.
That's the way.
That's the way.
Why am I confused? Mainly because you're talking to yourself and talking to your hand about voting for Kennedy. This is crazy.
This is very convincing, isn't it? Do you know who to vote for now?
No, he's got
I'm
this
walking out.
He's got this Gollum Smeagol complex. Like, oh, should I vote for?
Even if you're supposed to vote for McGovern after this, yeah, you think, oh, crazy. No, you are crazy if you vote for McGovern. Well, needless to say, this didn't work. The campaign bombed hard. He lost every state except Massachusetts.
He was known for
So
losing.
you know when you're watching like the electoral map on election night, the entire country was red except Massachusetts and Washington, D.C.
I've got an interesting one here. In 1998, Martha Sanchez decided to get creative with some free advertising for her family's San Francisco-based Mexican restaurant, Casa Sanchez.
Oh.
She put a sign in the front window that said, anyone who gets a tattoo of their logo gets free burritos for life. For life. And to be fair, it's a pretty cool.
I like burritos.
It's a pretty cool tattoo. If you look at it, it's like this bandito with a sombrero on some corno. And as you can see, this is tattooed on somebody because even though she didn't think anybody would do it, almost immediately 40 people come out of the woodwork. Hey, I want my free burrito.
Right.
And then she starts panicking. She does a little.
You got to take single young adult males into account when you
Right.
come up with a. I'll get a tattoo of burrito. I'll get burritos for life.
Well, she did.
Okay.
She did a
Can
little
I get
math.
2 tattoos?
She did a little math. She determined that if all 40 people ate there every day for 50 years, it would cost her business $5.8 million. Problem is, she did the math after putting up the sign.
Yeah.
The good news is that she kept her word. She gave out the free burritos, but she changed the process where you had to be interviewed before you could get the tattoo.
You don't really like burritos,
and
do you?
then be approved to get the tattoo. And then even after that, after 10 more people, after 50 people did it, she shut down the program. But like I said, she's still.
But she's still giving away the free burritos.
You got to count the cost.
Okay, and finally,
Maria.
I remember this commercial, 2003,
Martha.
prescription foot fungus medication Lamisil introduced Digger the Dermatophyte.
I remember this one.
Oh, hey, hi, I'm Digger.
Hey,
Don't
Digger.
mind me, I'm just a dermatophyte. You know, a nail infection. All I want is to get in here.
Oh!
Yeah! Clippers or the surface treatment.
Yeah,
Try 'em your own.
that's
I'm
pretty much what
into
happened.
your nail bed.
And then a little bit more of that. Okay.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not a form of bona fide torture?
Yeah,
Pulling
it
back
is.
somebody's nails? So why not make that the linchpin of the creative of your ad campaign?
There are some interesting footnotes about this.
Oh.
Number one, everybody hated this commercial for obvious reasons because nobody likes to see this kind of thing happen to a toenail.
I don't even like to see toes on a commercial.
Business Insider said this was number 2 of the top 10 worst commercials ever made, and the FDA actually got involved and said, quote, do we really have to see that toenail hinge open like that? I mean, come on! Actually, they didn't, but they did outlaw these commercials because they said that the commercial showed it made unnecessary claims about how effective the product was. But the funny thing is that the ads did cause a significant increase in new Lamisil prescriptions because you look at that thing under there like, I've got this guy I want under my toenail, I don't want him. So this is a win ultimately. It worked. It was effective advertising.
Any press is good press kind of thing, I think applies to a lot of these. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for liking and commenting on this video.
You know what time it is.
Hi, my name is Anton.
And my name is Jakob.
And we are
from Sweden.
And it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Want to remind you guys that today is the last day that you can buy Clearly Canadian as part of the pre-sale. It ends today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. You got to get in.
Many of you are asking, the email that you purchase with is one we're going to send you more information about the live event. Click through to Good Mythical More. We've got poorly translated foreign ad campaigns.
Hilarious. Sitting at the table furiously. I'm not constipated, I'm furious! Me neither!
Well, I am a little constipated too, but I'm mad about it. I'm at a table. Whoops. KFC's finger licking good. In China, that was inadvertently translated to mean, we'll eat your fingers off.